Say now that we are live, don't say anything incriminating. It can be used against you in the court of law. But we are back for Tarot Tuesday. I see a kitty cat tail behind you.
Yeah.
Oh.
One of the crazy cats.
Let me go over here to Twitch and change our stream info because it never changes the notification. Until after you're live. Just silly.
I see us on YouTube. I don't see us on Facebook yet.
Yeah, it should be. But then again, Facebook sometimes is wonky. Let me did the whole page come down? I bet it did, but oh. That's just silly. So we're on YouTube, apparently my personal Facebook. Where did our Facebook page go? There it is. Now we're over there too.
Oh.
Hey guys.
Cat's fighting.
Drop your name in the comments if you'd like a free little reading. We've got with us tonight, we got Larry, psychic medium tarot reader. Nanette, intuitive oracle cards. Hey, Richie. Sierra should be joining us here soon. She does Lenormand oracle, some crystal skull readings. And I'm back. It's been a minute since I've been on here, but here I be. Here I be. Flip some cards and tell you about yourself. But if you would like a reading, drop your name in the comments and kind of let us know what the topic is that you might want a reading on. But other than that, in the meantime, we've got, oh, here she comes. There she is.
I'm here.
I'm like, I know she's coming. We just saw her a minute ago. Right, Richie's like you need cards to tell me about yourself. I mean, that can be true. That is so very true. So, and we're great having Nanette back. Nanette's back one Saturday, last Saturday of the month, and her sound bowl baths are back. So you can catch her. You can catch Larry every Sunday at the store. He also can do some Zoom readings for you if you're not local and you can't make it. Sierra, well, she darn near lives there as much as I do. But she's got a couple of reading days coming up. Well, me and my partner have a good fortune together from Elise. I like that spelling that you make. I have an aunt Elise. She spells it the old traditional E-L-I-S-E way. So, guys, if we want to start some shuffling here for Elise's reading. In the meantime, talk amongst yourselves, amuse yourselves, have fun. You're welcome. Whoever is ready, feel free to jump in, start the readings, start the readings. I almost feel like a barter. Going once, going twice. Who's ready? Are you ready, Larry?
It's Elise.
Uh-oh. We need to turn Larry's volume up.
Larry, speak louder.
You hear me?
Barely.
There's music playing.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
There
We
you go.
started on the late night radio music, so now we can hear you.
Okay. It's for Elise, right?
Yes. About
Her relationship.
uh-huh.
Okay. Pull two cards for you, Elise. The first is the strength card, which means that it's a very strong a very strong relationship. And the second card I get is the King of Cups. Cups is all about emotion. King is all about your head and trying to keep out of the heart space and be more in the analytical mindset. When things are going on, think them through analytically, make decisions from the head, not so much from the heart. And the head's going to lead you in the right direction, but it looks like a good relationship for me.
Nice. Good positive. Either one of you ladies ready?
Go,
Ready.
Nanette, go.
Aha.
The two cards that I picked, we have the Phoenix, and it says be prepared for renewal after a period of crisis. So if you have had like a rocky start or a bump in the road, you're working through all the issues and rising above and working through that. And then we have the Unicorn. It says success, hope, freedom, healing, and magic are all available to you if you just believe. So worked through the issues, rising above, having that magical manifestation energy for everything to work out for you in the future.
Another good one. I'm liking it.
All right. So I'm pulling from Lenormand, the romantic Lenormand. So I got the fish and the key, which to me shows me that you guys are going to have a very plentiful and abundant future, as well as unlocking new possibilities with each other, and possibly like having just like new doors and opportunities opening up for you guys. So very happy.
Nice. So I've got 3 cards out of the Deep, Dark, and Dangerous deck. That's kind of one of my favorites here lately. The first one that came up was Rest. So I don't know if you guys have just recently kind of toned down. Maybe it's been like we're running around like crazy. We need to like appreciate ourselves, get back into touch, make that connection again, especially in this wild working environment that we all tend to be in, like making that connection. Next was gratification. So it will pay off, even if you feel like it's stagnant, taking that rest and mundane and like we've already done that, like it's going to pay off. And the freedom. So if the relationship has been feeling like it's a little constrained, it's not going as fluid as you like, it's going to get there. Whoops, there it is. Freedom. And if there's been others who have been kind of against the relationship for whatever reason, like embrace the freedom and the gratification that you guys have together and just enjoy that. So hopefully these make sense for you. And, but it seems like all of us are like, yes, it's a great outcome for you. Next we had Richie, who would just like a general reading. We're going to tell Richie all about himself. And he threw a card on the floor. Let me go find that real quick. And on purpose, Richie, I'm going to pull yours from the Enchanted Map because you know this deck.
Richie, start off, I pulled the 10 of Swords. Swords is all about thoughts. It's the end of that mental barrage, that mental gymnastics you're going through. You're finally reaching the end of that cycle and getting ready to start a brand new thought process for yourself. The 7 of Pentacles, which is all about you've planted the seeds, you've done the work, and now it's time to sit back and kind of let things start to root and start to manifest and come to fruition. And the final card is the Hangman, which is you taking the time to sit back and let things happen. As the 7 of Pentacles with the Hangman, it's time to sit back and let your work start to produce for you. and kind of step back and stay out of the way for a little bit and give it a chance to start rooting and growing.
We'll go next. We've got one card here that says Sacred Space. And it says, raise the vibe of your space, harmonize within and around. So kind of do some energetic cleansing around your home. Maybe get some new crystals, brighten up. Then we have light codes. It says, tune into the light. Remember your truth and initiation. So, got some sacred geometry going on in these cards too. So just maybe do some meditation, really kind of like focusing in on how to level up to that next step for you.
I'm using the Dark Magic Oracle for this one. And so, Richie, are you okay? That's first off the question I have for you. So I drew bats, and bats is all about you're doing too much at one time. You're trying to take on too many responsibilities, and you're driving yourself kind of crazy. The next card I got is actually hilarious. It's the FOMO card. And the big thing regarding the FOMO card is that you need to clear your vibes. You are giving too much of your time electronically, like actually through like social media. So you need to take a step back and ground, because this constant like social media race that you're trying to run, trying to have a social presence and doing all of this online stuff, is actually not great for your third eye time. So take a little break of that and kind of go out in nature, clear your vibes.
Okay, were you done? I wasn't sure. I'm like, pause or. All right, Richie, we got home. We have follow the leader, making sure I'm showing these in the correct order. And then the sacred pool. And not to sound like we're just going to recap what everybody else said, but you are doing a lot, right? And part of this is thinking outside of the box, not following the general norm anymore, and taking time to rest at home. But it's like, don't forget to do your spiritual work. Don't forget to spend that time to grow. But in all of this online stuff that you're doing, it's like kind of get outside of the box that you have yourself in so you can expand a little bit. So taking that time to rest and learning how to get outside of that cookie cutter that's been going on. The shaman work, I think, will help you do that. But I think just taking the time to let your hamster wheels regenerate the wheel, right? To kind of help get that breakthrough. So stepping back, enjoying the work that you've already done, and just kind of brainstorming on that. So after Richie, we have Jennifer, who would like a general reading. And as we're shuffling, a quick reminder for all of our friends that all of our readers are available in the store, and you can book Zoom readings. We'll put the links for them up on in the chat here. So it'll live there, so you can always come back and get that link. Or you can just go to the Goddess Fleet website, click readers, and just click either button. Larry, you look so serious here. Like,
Jennifer, it looks like you're going through a very emotional time, because I pulled two emotional cards: the Eight of Cups, the Four of Cups. The Eight of Cups speaks to trying to search out and get some sort of a understanding as to, I don't know if you can see it, getting an understanding as to emotionally what's going on, and things are kind of like discombobulated, and you're trying to figure out what and why. But the Four of Cups says that sometimes you just have to take a step back and let that emotion clear to get a better understanding of it. Because sometimes the more we put into it, the more we stir it and the more muddy the water gets. But the third card I pulled for you is the Three of Wands, which for me, the Three of Wands is a great card for seeking and looking and taking action, because Wands is about action. It's about doing things. And the Three of Wands is also about, for me, it represents some traveling and the opportunity of getting outside of the immediate area and taking a look from a different perspective, and possibly doing a little bit of travel. It may just be for a day, but getting out of your general area and seeing things differently. But it's all going to work out for you. It's just a little bit of a murky time.
And I got 2 cards. And it's interesting, like when I look at cards too, it's more sometimes about like the images. In both of these images, there's like the woman like holding, like one is holding this like ball of light and the other one's like holding this like earth. So this one says choices, make the best choices. And this one is gratitude, be grateful for all that you have. So there's like, what is it that you're like looking at and staring at that is right there in front of you, but you're needing to make some type of a choice and just kind of like feeling stuck and lost. And just like take a step back, look at things from a different perspective, have gratitude for everything that you do have, and it'll help like bring in the new energy of more things to be grateful for.
I'm using the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck for this one. I pulled, so funny enough, the Sun card, and this one has all to do with kind of making your own rules again. You need to stop relying on other people for your happiness. I get that when someone leaves, when the door closes on somebody, the whole house crumples down. So you need to honestly do what makes you feel happy, what fills your cup, what ultimately gives you joy, and be your own person that makes you happy instead of relying on other people to fulfill that need for you, because they're always going to let you down. So be your own savior. And the cute little phrase at the end of this card is to paint the sun back into your own sky.
Nice. All right. So we've got timeless, curiosity. I love these little bats because I love bats. And knowledge. So Jennifer, I don't know if you've been wanting to research either like new position for work, job, new hobby, but I feel like you're expanding and trying to grow parts of your everyday and yourself. And I really think it would be worthwhile to take that time to learn that new thing, learn spending that time, even if it's just for your sanity, to step away from work and maybe home life and spend those few minutes doing something that you like, or furthering your career so you feel more like fulfilled in it. But I think it's worth the investment in yourself to do that new thing. Hopefully that makes sense for you. Next we have, I need my whole screen to quit trying to scroll. That would be great. Carrie. I guess we can do a general since she didn't say what kind of reading for Carrie. So I apologize if I miss anybody new coming in saying hello. I'm trying to go in order that we get the reading submissions. We're going to go till about 9, maybe a little after. So at some point we will have a cutoff. That's why we're going kind of quick. But if you like what you're hearing, feel free to book with any of the readers for longer, even Zoom readings, or you can catch them in store. continually my rambling to fill the quiet time while we shuffle and try to figure out which deck to pull from. So I've got like 4 on the counter right here that I'm using. Like, which one's appropriate?
I do too. I'm sitting here like, which one?
Yeah.
I do have the Naughty Oracle, which I will only use if somebody wants this one. It is very not PG-13. So I will save this one. And if this is the one you want me to use, I will. But let me know otherwise, because just the very first card on top, I'm like, well, we have to be careful with that one. We don't want banned.
The NSFW reading.
It very much is. I'm waiting for Karen to pop on, and she always likes
She's here.
in a lie. Is she here? Okay.
Yeah.
You ready?
I pulled 2 cards for you. The first being the Tower, which is, you know, the Tower is the ending of something so that you could start something new. It's the renewal card. It's the something is ending to give you the energy and the ability to start something fresh and something new. And the second card is the 2 of Cups. I'm not sure if you're looking at relationship or you're looking at job, but the beautiful thing about the 2 of Cups in parallel with the Tower is 2 of Cups is speaking about 2 things coming together and creating an emotional bond. It could be you and another person. It could be you and an opportunity. It's going to be something that's going to really be cohesive and create this really emotional bond with you. So what's coming up is going to be really good. It's going to be a new start, and it's going to be very happy for you.
Yeah, and it's interesting when you were saying about like letting go, because I got this fire card. Fire's like a release. When you want to let go of an energy, you can like write things out and burn it. So it says let go of emotional upheaval, embrace the renewal of the present. And you might have to have a little patience. Sometimes the more you want something, the harder it is to kind of like get it, because you're wanting it so bad. So you just have to take a step back, have some patience. It says slow down, change your attitude, and clear your mind.
Nice.
I'm going to keep up with the cool kids here. So I pulled the Sword card. In this card, she is getting ready to cut her hair. You have a change that you've been wanting to make for a very long time now, and I think you've got like about 3 people here that want you to make that change and to pursue it. You have something that you've been wanting to do. You're kind of bored and stagnant with what you got going on right now. Now is the time to make that leap, whether it be something is to changing your aesthetic, going for that job that you've been wanting to go for. Just make that change, because it's only going to be good for you in the future.
You're right. Right. And there was like 2 more in the bag I didn't even pull out. I brought it into Show Sierra, and I'm like, look, and it's a fancy schmancy Walmart bag, because that's how I so the first one we got was the unexpected visitors. And while kind of concentrating on your energy, there's like a guide or family member that's kind of hanging with you that is maybe a new person or new to you, that you're finally picking up on them, and the color blue is around them. So hopefully that'll make sense. And I'm like, how funny that the first card was the unexpected visitor. The coming to life and heal the ouch. So these 2 kind of coming together, it's like any past wounds that maybe mental, emotional, even physical, like concentrating on finally healing that, pulling it out of the back closet of the mind of like, I'll deal with it later, you know, kind of embracing that, and you know, finding a new way of being and embracing all these things that they're saying. But whoever that little person is, you know, might be time to kind of pay attention to the message work. that they want to give you and help you with. So hopefully those make sense. We have Brenda next. Hi, Brenda, who would like a future reading. Catch up with some chat here. There's Karen.
Brenda. Okay, so I pulled the first card I pulled for you is the Ten of Wands. Wands is about the actions, the doing, and the 10 is about the end of that cycle. It means that you're coming to the completion of all the things you needed to do, because you're talking about the future. So this means that you're coming to the end of the previous cycle and getting ready to start the next cycle. King of Pentacles is all about Pentacles is about job. It's about money. It's about manifesting things, and the King is all about what your mind wants and thinking through and really being analytical based on your experiences and your knowledge to make these decisions. It's not a good time to rest in the heart and say, well, I feel this is right. I really need you to stay in your headspace and really think it through, the pros and the cons, and make those decisions from here and not the heart space.
Yeah, and it's when I was shuffling, this one card kind of went flying, and it's kind of funny because it's the dove, and it says take the leap of faith, and the card kind of jumped out of the deck. So yeah, if there's something that you've been wanting to do that you've been holding back on doing, and it's like, if you're wanting to know about the future, like what's coming in the future, what is it that you have been holding back that you know that you should be doing? So take the leap of faith, step into that new version of you, and have leadership and set your goals. So there's something that you should be doing that you've held back from. So it's time to take the leap and go for it.
Using the Santa Muerte Lenormand for this one. So first one that popped out was the child, and the child has to do with almost like hopeless fun for this instance is what I'm getting. You need to go and do what you want to do and kind of have that childlike presence and that childlike fun in the things that you're doing. Not to think so heavily about the things that you're doing either, or the things that you want to do. Look at it through basically the eyes of a child, and go have fun. The second card I pulled is the ring, which has to do with some sort of commitment. Both of these together, it's a weird one, but what I'm getting is some sort of almost like a commitment to a childlike essence. Kind of embrace that inner child again, because it sounds like she needs it.
Sometimes the way you end, I'm like, and
What else?
And? Say more. So the first one for you, Brenda, is this one. The message on this one is loneliness, but I feel like for you, even if you perceive that you're lonely, it's more of a time, and this is my favorite card because I have a cat whose name is Catfit, is focus, followed by service. So the finding the community and helping either others with their either spiritual work or literal like volunteer, and on the plus side, like trying not to make the square fit in the round hole. If you are overworking, it's kind of like stepping back into this one and finding that time to focus on yourself and do the service to yourself. But I didn't think that you were sitting in this woe is me loneliness. It's kind of like, maybe I'm tired of being by myself or feeling lonely in a room full of people. of finding that connection. So, finding that focus and finding a new way of like putting that forward with who you choose to surround yourself with. But hopefully that makes sense for you. Let's see if we can catch up here. Hello, Richie. Doing well. And Sandy. Mr. Richie, he would like a reading. And I know for a fact Richie is out of state, so glad you could catch us. He's originally an Ohio native, but is now doing great things in another state. And you are doing work, sir, that you are a saint. Like, I could not teach a room full of anybody. I would be that mean, grumpy teacher from like Kill Bill, where she goes up on the mountain to train and he just messes with her, because that's how I would end up being. Let's see. Make sure we're not falling too far behind with our time. All right. Who's ready? We don't have to stay in the same order. If one of you guys is ready and Larry's still pulling, feel free to jump in. Because that's what the shenanigans are for. Chaos. Complete chaos. Let's do it.
I'll go.
And go.
And go.
Do it.
So use the dark magic deck for this one. So the first thing I pulled is, I always do this, like
Trying to find
guys not
secrets.
is Dragonfly and then Evolve. So Dragonfly, to me it seems like there's something that you're doing where you're having a hard time figuring out if it's worth it, and you need to kind of find the deeper meaning behind what you're doing, kind of dig down to the core as to if it's fulfilling you or not, looking into the eyes of the people that you're helping, and finding basically your purpose again. Evolve has to do with exactly that. It has to do with growing and knowing that it's okay to grow. So if you decide that what you're doing now doesn't have the meaning that you so wish that it had, it's okay to realize that maybe that's not made for you anymore and to move on to something else.
Yeah.
So I have the moon and the unicorn. The moon is about like trusting your intuition, in which we still have the energy of the super blue full moon today that was last night. So really pay attention to your intuition at this time and move ahead confidently. And if there is something that you're like feeling that you do want to make a change in, if that's what your intuition is calling for you to do, the unicorn says success, hope, freedom, healing, and magic are all available if you believe. So really getting in, I feel like trusting your intuition, and this unicorn card too is kind of about like connecting with your inner child, having that playful imagination energy, and just really like sitting with yourself and seeing what you want for your success.
Your turn, Larry.
Okay, Scott. To kind of piggyback off of what the ladies have talked about, the Queen of Swords. Swords is about thoughts. It's the mental side of life. The Queen is the feminine energy. So the masculine energy is all about what's experiences and thoughts and what's the things that we know to be true to us. The Queen energy is what feels right, what resonates, what feeds our heart and our spirit. And this is telling me that you need to stay in that heart space and go after what your heart desires, even though your head may say, I don't know if this makes sense. Stay within your heart space and trust that intuition and follow that messaging. And the Fool, I love the Fool. To me, the Fool is one of those cards that gives you permission to take risks and go for the things that you don't know if it's going to work out or not, but that's where the lessons are learned. And the Fool's also a cautionary card because it's telling you to keep your head out of the clouds and look down, look straight ahead. Make sure you're not stepping off the cliff. Make sure there's nothing else going around you. So it's telling you to be cautious of everything, but it's giving you the permission to go forward and take those risks.
Okay. So Richie, the first card is rock bottom, which this isn't, you're hitting rock bottom. I feel like you're building something from the ground up, literally. You are coming up with a program or some sort of structure that maybe you have pitched to somebody and they're like, okay, we'll make it a thing. And so like you are kind of building something, followed by the gentle gardener. So being meticulous, crossing your T's, dotting your I's, thinking of all the ways that this needs to come together, and metamorphosis. So there's some big changes coming with whatever you are building. To put into place. So I'm excited to see what you end up building out there. Next, we have herbs and stuff over on the Twitch. I feel like that's a safe person. Holy cow, we are.
I just saw there's a girl on Facebook that has left a few comments saying that she was ready. So I just left a comment too, just letting people know that we're just kind of going in order of the comments.
Yeah, as we see them. So to be fair, and why we're kind of going quick, because I know some of us have to get off at 9, so we're trying to get through as many as we can. So herbs and stuff. You're going to get the naughty deck, herbs and stuff, because I know who you are in real life.
Is this who I think it is?
Possibly.
Okay.
I don't know who it is. I don't think I know who it is. I might know who it is, but I remember back when I was doing my every Tuesday thing, herbs and stuff was always on.
Yes. You would probably know her if you saw her.
Yeah.
Well, I have no idea who she is, but I'm going to tell you, I pulled 2 cards, the 6 of Swords, which is the card that says mentally you're going through some difficulties or some times when you're seeking whether or not to you're trying to find the right path and trying to make sense of what's going on in your life. And the second card is the Magician, which speaks clearly about you've got the ability to make things happen. You've got the ability to make magic happen. The only problem with the Magician is you never know if it's real or if it's an illusion. So when the Magician comes into play, pay attention and look behind the smoke and the mirrors before you fully commit to something.
Yeah, I went with the Beautiful Creatures Tarot and got the Lovers. So it's about making those choices. What path are you going to take? But whatever path you end up choosing gives you the 10 of Cups. So you kind of know which path you want to take. Something's trying to pull you off course. So, but just go for your 10 of Cups. Go for that happiness.
Oh, if I think this is who I think it is, I'm going to say this exactly like how I read it out. You're burdened by school. You're going through a lot when it comes to school, and you need to keep pushing ahead, keep going, despite how hard it is and how taxing it is. And you need to look and reevaluate the people that you have in your life during this time. You need to find out who your true friends are. You need to look for your support system. during this time because they're there for you. They care about you. They are very loyal to you. And they want to help you. But it's up to you to figure out who those people are in your life.
Right. Just to help speed along before I give herbs for their. Here's our next one. So while I do herbs and stuff, I love these cards. They make me snicker. The first card was Dickweed Death. New beginnings are needed. So, maybe finding a new way out of this chaos that you have, or making that new beginning of like, here is my time to myself. And I was going to pull a third card, but when this one came up and the bottom message, love and light, motherfuckers, followed by just this. So, new beginnings needed. And I think it's more for yourself, like how to carve that time out for you, and love and light, motherfuckers. And embrace that for yourself. So, the cards have spoken.
I love those cards.
So I said, they're not for everybody, but they that one. Sherry's next. Whoever might be ready for Sherry.
I'm ready.
Okay.
So I got Battle of the Blues, take steps towards positive change, and resilience, rise above tribulations. So to me, these cards coming out, it seems like you might be going through like a hard time right now, or maybe coming out of a difficult time with the resilience. But either way, just taking that positive look on things, changing your perspective, trying to find things to be grateful for, and just know that you're going to rise above whatever it is that you're working through.
Nanette, I can tell you that I pulled the 5 of Cups, which is all about, it's almost like the Hermit, but on the emotional side, going and dealing with all this emotional baggage and trying to, this validates everything Nanette just said. It's like this personal battle going on emotionally about how to deal with what's going on. And the 7 of Swords, which is all about figuring out what serves you, and that what thoughts you're going to move forward with, and what things you have to leave in the past. It's time to move past the stuff that no longer serves you, walk away from it to make room for new things in the future.
Sherry, 2 cards basically telling you that you need to practice some self-love and to relax. You've got the Tower and Potion, and in this deck they are not like tarot. But you need to practice some self-care, some self-love, because you're not being very nice to yourself right now, and you need to be. The only way for you to move on and to go about these changes is to treat yourself nicely in the process. You're not going to get very far being mean to yourself and not taking care of yourself. So what I got is you need to practice a little self-love, a little self-care.
Nice. So our next one, while I finish the readings for Sherry, is Trevor. So Sherry, we got the vampire card, the hunger, that unending hunger, followed by mirror. So the self-reflection, like that, what you seek is within, and trying to find that. I set this one aside because it came up again, and I'm like, being so attention seeking hard. But I feel like for you too, this is you're feeling alone in a room full of people, or nobody is seeing you for what you have, and it's like you want to be noticed, you want to be recognized. Putting that out there, maybe surrounding yourself with some different people who are like-minded, who have the same goals and values that you do. So you're not feeling like you're just kind of lost in there. Like, why don't you notice me? What about what I do? So hopefully that makes sense for you. Let's roll. Now, keep in mind while we shuffle, we are pulling names and readings in order from like 4 different channels. So please don't think we're ignoring you. We just got a lot coming in, as well as some chatter that I got to scroll through. So, and we're going to get through as many people as we can before we have to get off. So if we don't, get to you, it's only because we ran out of time. But we're going to, every Tuesday, 8 o'clock on the channels that you're on. So some of the readers might change with me. They're not chained to every Tuesday. But yeah, we'll be back next week. Who's ready? Who's ready for Trevor?
Hey, Trevor, first thing I pulled was the Chariot, which is about you being in control. You're at the helm of your future. You have the ability of moving forward. This isn't, you're not a victim. You're not waiting for other people to make decisions, that you're completely in control. And also I pulled the page of which is the page is the understudy. Is the start of something new, the start of a new opportunity when it comes to money and occupation and in the future. So there's going to be a new opportunity coming to you. And I want you to take the time to really look into it and give it a chance. It may not look perfect from the start, but it's going to open the doors to something much greater.
Yeah, that kind of goes with what I got for you, but you just have to have a little patience as you're working through things. Slow down, change your attitude, and clear your mind. But whatever that new thing is that you're coming into, you have luck. You are right to be strong and optimistic about the opportunities ahead.
So I pulled Dragonfly and Fly. So Dragonfly being that you have to, there is a deeper meaning to what you're going through than just what's just on the surface level. There is a deeper meaning to life than what you have going on right now. Fly comes around when you're kind of feeling lost, but you need to know, and at the bottom it even says, be free to know that you are loved. You need to know that you are surrounded by people that care about you, and you need to also learn how to love yourself so you can then be free to be who you are destined to be throughout this entire life.
Right. So after Trevor, we have Mary Ann. Trevor, the first card that I pulled for you was Moonlight. And notice here we have another winged person, so that seems to be very much a theme for you. But notice the solidarity, like taking that time in the moonlight, kind of bringing that in, realizing what you have. And then we have a full moon again here with the palace. But the caution with the Golden Palace is not to sequester yourself away and become a hermit. Like, enjoy the palace, but don't let it become a prison for you. Because you do have the ability and the wings to kind of move forward with it, but just don't put yourself in a little locked box. We have Mary Ann, who might be ready for Mary Ann.
Mary Ann, I to start off, I got the Queen of Pentacles, and I also pulled Justice. In general, what this is reading is, I need you to stay in that heart space and go after what you want. Go after what your heart really needs. Stay out of your mind and really be good to yourself. Look at what you need emotionally and start feeding those emotional needs rather than what your mind says you have to do. Go after what you really want to do. And Justice kind of tells you that things have been out of balance. Maybe life has been kind of cattywampus for you, but things are going to come back in balance and things are going to start leveling off for you, and you're going to start seeing that things are straightening out for you. So there's a light at the end of this tunnel is what I'm telling you.
Nice.
Yeah, that kind of goes with what I got for you too. You can see this one card here, like this little angel lady fairy is like in the sky reaching for the shooting stars. So it's right there in front of you. You're about to get it. And this one says Angel of Miracles. Open your heart and expect a miracle. So it's like that wish upon a star, do some manifesting. What is it that you really want? What kind of miracle do you expect to come into your life? Just kind of trust that you're about to reach it. It's coming to you. You just have to believe it.
I'm on a completely opposite side here. But I got feather and red in these decks, and feather indicates that you have let someone down recently. That could also be that you have let down yourself. And red is straightforward to forgive. You need to forgive yourself for making this mistake, for letting this person down, for letting yourself down. We all make mistakes. This is a whole learning experience for you, and it's okay if this happened. We live, we learn, we move on.
Nice. All right. So we have Kaylee next for you guys. So we have encouragement for you, followed by the sad embrace. So whatever sadness you're going through, be it some sort of like separation, be it death, or just the loss of somebody who, we lost Larry.
Larry, no.
Maybe he'll come back. The fairy stole him. That or the aliens, but I feel like that would be more of a fairy thing tonight. Just finding that encouragement, it's gonna, come through. Things will be okay. To not let it, overtake and taint like your all day, every day going forward. Hopefully that makes sense for you. So we have Kaylee next. I bet you Larry was on his phone and a phone call came in.
Probably.
For Kaylee, I get the moon in the intuition. That card came out before for someone else too. So just like really trusting your intuition at this time, tapping into your feminine energy. And then this unity card, I don't know why it's so blurry. It says, a time of divine understanding, renewal, peace, and hope. You radiate and attract great love. So it doesn't necessarily have to be about relationship stuff. If your relationship's already going good and strong, it can just be like maybe trusting your intuition about your self-love. It can also be about like a new career, new job, just knowing that as you put out good energy, things will come to you. You're radiating as you step into your feminine energy.
So, funny enough, I dove into Lenormand, and I also pulled the moon, and then I also pulled the woman. So, very much on the same wavelength here of stepping into that feminine energy into the future. It's something you need to work on. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be emotional. It's okay to have feelings. And I'm just getting a strong feeling that it's something that you're going to need to master in order to move forward into the future. So it's okay to feel.
Okay, so next we have Gail for a general. But for Kaylee, we've got spirit of the place, followed by education. So it's like, what new position or course of study are you going into? Maybe not even in school, but in a spiritual type of school. spirit of the place is kind of like embracing that nature around you, be it the household or literally outside in nature. But taking the time to delve into that. And I feel like more for a spiritual practice. So if you're somebody who has been wanting to get in touch with nature and those beings, be it fairies who stole Larry, bring him back, please. Or, just learning to find that stillness and communicate with around you, like that is definitely something worth, putting your time and investment into. All right, so we have Gail, and I think we're going to have to start winding down here. So after Gail, we did Sandy already. So Gail, Samantha, and Sarah. We'll take it from there, see if we have time after, because I know Olivia's got to get off kind of quick to 9. So, and again, sorry if we don't get to you. We just ran out of time.
For Gail, I went back to the Beautiful Creatures Tarot, and I got the Hermit and the Fool. So if you've been kind of in this Hermit energy, staying to yourself, kind of keeping quiet, it's time for you to kind of like take that step, take a leap, start something new, put yourself out there. So it's just time to stop being the hermit and go for something new.
I like that because this is basically what this card is. This is mourning, and its cute little thing at the bottom is that the world awaits you. This is the card of, are you truly living life? Are you living just waking up every day and doing the same routine, or are you actually truly living? And I think that's something we all need to question ourselves with every now and again. Look at your routine, look at what truly is making you happy, and decide if that's the same way you want to go about living every single day, and find out what truly sets your soul on fire and what truly makes life worth living for you.
Okay. First we had goblins. And even though they're kind of cute, they can be troublesome, right? They get in the way, they cause problems. Followed by the magical map maker. So you're going to have some challenges coming up, but the great thing is, like, you are going to be able to navigate and make a way around that. They are not permanent obstacles that you're going to have to worry about. You just kind of step back and say, well, how do we get around, through, or over? And these little guys will kind of move to the side and not be so challenging. And I do find that sometimes they get in your way when that course isn't where you're supposed to be going anyway. So they can be helpful, as well as a pain. Larry, we won't make you jump in on that one since you came in. Can you go? Do you want to do that one?
Sure. I pulled the Page of Swords for you. And the Page of Swords is all about that's the understudy, the start of new thoughts, the start of a new thought pattern, and the Three of Pentacles, which is collaborating with other people. Somebody else is coming into the picture that's going to give you great insight. And you don't always have to follow what they're saying, but I want you to at least listen, because what they have to offer is going to possibly enlighten you to some things that you haven't thought about.
That's a good one. Okay. We have Samantha. I'm going to use the naughty for Samantha, as well as Karen right after.
As you should.
Ladies would appreciate.
For Samantha, I have Death, Transformation, and the Ten of Cups. So it's kind of you would think it'd be like an opposite energy, but like the Death card, death and rebirth, going through a transformation, letting go of old energy, stepping into what it is that you want. As you clear and let go of that old energy, you're manifesting and attracting your happiness in Ten of Cups.
Me and Nanette are on the same wavelength today. So first one I pulled is the tree, and it's burning. And this card is all about letting go, and specifically letting someone go who is in your life that it no longer needs to be there. Followed by the sun, which was to once again paint the sun back into your own sky. Let these people go, let this person go, and remind yourself that you don't need them to be happy. Just because they're not in your life doesn't mean your entire house is going to come crumbling down.
Yes, and the Five of Swords, not only letting them go, but letting those thoughts that go with them. Because too many times we hang on to the past mentally, and even though these people are no longer in our lives, their thoughts still rule us, and they still slow us down and keep us from progressing forward, because you've got the Ace of Pentacles coming up, which is the brand new start of a new opportunity, a new path, starting something that's going to be really great. So let them go and clear the thoughts so that you can hit this new opportunity and give it everything you have.
Okay. First card, the Shitty Shield. You need to protect yourself, get better protection. Followed by the Unicorn Shit Bite. You need to ground yourself. And so, while you're, getting some better protection, letting those people go, like you've been told, like grounding and getting yourself back at a center point, so things can move in a more better direction for you.
Need those cards.
Right? We have them. It's the naughty oracle. It's not necessarily for everyone, but I chuckle every time I pull a card. It's my little kid humor, like in cards.
It's funny because like the cover of that oracle deck doesn't seem like much, but then like actually those cards are hilarious.
Yeah, so this is the box. So it doesn't quite give you all of what you're going to find inside.
I'll go for Karen. I got the owl and the lion, which is kind of interesting. Definitely two different energies kind of coming through. So the owl says there are spiritual messages and great wisdom to be found during this period of transition. Owl's like a very spiritual energy for me as well. And the lion, which in that Leo energy, like really being like passionate and getting out there doing things. It says harness the loyal and protective aura of the lion and charge ahead magnificently. So make the best of the little time we have left in Leo season.
So I pulled the Solace card, which to me is a sad card, and that we all we are allowed to be sad. You are allowed to be sad in what you have going on right now, but know that comfort is coming. It's okay that people don't understand your sadness. It's okay that people don't understand you feeling stuck during this time. Just know that good things are coming, but unfortunately sometimes they have to come from sadness. The other card that literally popped out is familiar. So I don't know if you have an animal or if you're thinking about getting one, but this card comes out when you need to either strengthen your bond with your current animal, or when you need to build a bond with a new animal. So there's that.
Okay, Karen, the first card I pulled was the Knight of Swords, which is, for me, the Knight is always the cautionary card. It's telling you, and Swords is about thoughts. So when the Knight comes into play, it's telling me you need to be really cautious as to what you're thinking, because a lot of times your thoughts, you're not thinking in line with what you want. You're thinking in line with what you don't want. So it's telling me you gotta start thinking more of the things that are important to you, because you've got a new thought process. Ace of Swords, which is a new opportunity. There's the ability to retrace those steps, let go of the past, and start anew. And the Strength card says you're going to get through this. it's a difficult time mentally for you. Okay, there's no doubt about that. But stay true to yourself. Know what you want, and continue to focus on what you want, not on what you lost or what you don't want. Focus on the positive, not on the negative.
All right, Karen. Fuck you, Buddha. Enlightenment sucks. So sometimes that spiritual work, making you get into the deep, dark, buried away shit, isn't nice feeling, but it needs to be done, right? And I know you're in that apprenticeship, and this apprenticeship brings up a lot of stuff sometimes. Followed by, suck it up, princess, accept your karma. So, don't hem and haw too hard. Don't, gee, why is me and what's going on? Like, it's part of that process you're going through in life, and you'll come out better on the other side. So, yeah, I love that. Fuck you, Buddha. Sucks. Next, we have Army Wife, just a general. And then we would go to Sarah.
Okay, Army Wife. The first card I pulled for you is the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles that's the card it speaks to you that you've already started a process, and you've started working through a process, but you've kind of become stuck. And then we've got the Nine of Wands, which is all about the Nine of Wands is about the battle. It's about doing the fight and getting through it and coming out battered and bruised. But the good thing is there's a lesson that is learned, and the outcome, you're going to come out of it much better than you went into it. So you're in the middle of this. You're coming to the end of it, and it's going to open you up to become a much more independent, a much more successful person. So just stick with it. You'll get through this.
All right, and I got Cheer Up and Epiphany, which they're both kind of like flying in the sky. So cheer up, live in the moment. Sometimes if you get too stuck in like thinking about things in the past or worrying about the future, you just need to, it's hard to jump in, seek clarity is what Epiphany says. So just staying in the present moment, finding the clarity within the present moment and not worrying about things from the past or the future. And just know that like you'll be like rising above all of that crap that you're going through. Just stay in the moment.
So I pulled the confidence card, which is about you basically feeling a lack of that right now. Know that it comes with time, it comes with patience, it comes with practice. Confidence in your job, confidence in yourself, confidence in the superficial, everything. We all have moments of struggling with that, even though we might have feel like we mastered it. You never really do, because something will knock you on your butt and remind you. And that's okay. And you just need to pick yourself up again and know that it will come with time and practice and patience.
All right. Sarah's next, and I'm going to bow out for Army Wife because that is a family member, and it's kind of hard to be effective when you know that family member. So we'll jump to Sarah, and Sarah, I believe, will be our last one for tonight, since it's already after 9, and I know a couple of you need to kind of pop off. So sorry if we didn't get to you guys. We'll be back next Tuesday at 8:00. So join us then. So who's ready for Sarah?
Okay, Sarah, I pulled the Four of Swords. So to start, for me, is a mental moment where you're just sitting and waiting and trying to get through these thoughts and trying to figure out what the next step is, what the right path is. And the Page of Wands is the opening of a new action, the opening of a new opportunity that's going to lead you to some new spiritual paths. I saw that you said you're a reader. I feel like this is going to open up some new spiritual paths for you and give you some new opportunities for growth on the spiritual side.
Yeah, it kind of got interesting. Kind of what stood out to me too with the cards is like the numbers 12 and 21. So we got the Hanged Man, the Hanged One in this deck. So like looking at things from a different perspective, and the World card. So it's like you've completed a cycle, but there's like now you have to like look at things in a new light. What can you make little changes or tweaks to? How can you like get ready to start a new path? But for some reason, the 12 and the 21 kind of jumped out at me too with numbers. So I don't know if something's coming up in December 21st for you, or if you're into numerology as well. But yeah, that's what I got.
So I got Tribe and Strength. Strength being about nurturing your talents and all your different talents. Combining these both together, you need to reevaluate the friend group that you have and see if they're actually nurturing you or not. If they are not, you need to figure out then who you need to weed out, who actually has the best intentions for you and who actually cares about you, and those who might just be using you for what you have to offer. This is also the call to find people that will nurture your talents, that will, where the give and the take are both 50-50. Instead of you giving and them taking in not in your cup constantly being empty.
Okay, I'm doing a quick reshuffle because I didn't see that you wanted the naughty deck until I was. But I do feel like some mediumship is coming in your way. Stronger if you were already doing it. It's probably going to get clearer for you. So that's why I'm like, oh, well, let me get these cards going real quick for you. So the raise your vibration, the hippie higher self, right? So raising that vibration, getting into that new way of doing some spiritual work, spiritual readings. But here's where it's the boogeyman bullshit, releasing your fears. So any hesitation that you might have in embracing, expanding your intuitive work outside of the cards, even if it's like, am I not doing it right? The fear of like not doing it correctly, let alone of like what else can come through, like letting go of those fears and embracing it, and it'll help your spiritual path just continue to grow. I think all of the decks we've all been using, we either have in the store or you can order online, or if you're a local, come in and we'll point them out to you. But that one was the naughty deck, or the naughty oracle. But all three of you guys are available. I put the link in a couple times. You can book with them either in person or they can do Zoom in long distance. Nanette, intuitive oracle reader, Larry, psychic medium, tarot, and Calvera, you crystal skull readings, especially in person, Lenormand, and oracle. So all sorts of fun. You only get readings from me when I do this. Otherwise, I'm running around in the store pretending to act like I know what I'm doing. Now, that being said, tomorrow at 10 a.m. Is a Paranormal Live. There's going to be one tomorrow at 10 a.m. and then another one on Thursday, centered around the Enfield House in Massachusetts, which was featured on the Animal Planet channel as the Demon House. So one of our other readers, Stacia, is going to be coming in. So the live is going to feature her and Joe Frankie, and we're going to get their first impressions and history of this house, her walking in for the first time. And then on Thursday is Greg, literally coming off the airplane, and you get his first impressions psychically of what's going on in that house as well. So we have 2 extra surprise paranormal lives for you this week, tomorrow and Thursday. So if you're into that sort of stuff, catch that, or you can watch a replay because it'll be on all the channels. We'll live there for you guys. But thanks for hanging with us. We'll be back next Tuesday, 8 o'clock. Same bat channel, same bat time. Maybe slightly different readers. Who's ever available. But you guys got anything now? Nanette, are you going to be doing any more active on like your YouTube or your Twitch?
Yeah, I'm trying to get a little bit more going. I made some videos for YouTube. I haven't done a live yet, but I'm trying to get back into a schedule on that as well. So yeah, my YouTube is Radiant Reiki. So yeah, I do fun stuff there. I haven't been on Twitch in a long time.
I know, but she's got a Twitch under the same name.
Yeah.
Where are your socials? Where can they come find you? Because you're a runner.
Yeah, so I kind of got mad at Instagram and TikTok from all the fake accounts, so I switched my name a little bit. It used to be Nanette Radiant Reiki, and I changed it to Radiant_Reiki_Nanette. So it's Radiant Reiki Nanette on Instagram and TikTok.
Okay. Now, Calvera, where can they find you?
You can find me at Death and Dishonor Witchery. I just have an Instagram right now. But there you'll find all of my stuff when it comes to my oils, when I'm going to be at the shop, when I'm going to be teaching classes. So I constantly keep stuff posted there. So it's going to be long. Death and Dishonor Witchery.
Because you make some oils that we carry in the store that
I
people are
do,
looking.
exclusively at Goddess Elite.
Yes, and you're out of one, so chop.
Yeah, I know.
You're wasting time flipping cards with us, ma'am. Go make those. And Larry, where can they find you besides Sundays in the store?
Spiritual Services by Larry Allen on Facebook, and Reset You on Facebook. RESET and the letter U on Facebook.
Because Larry, you also do private hypnosis sessions too that
Yes.
they find with you. So guys, if you liked our readers and you're like, gee, I would like longer in depth, or just want to learn more about them, feel free to go track them down and or book a reading in the store. Even if it's Zoom, we can do long distance for you. But thanks for joining. We'll see you guys next Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Bye, guys.